RSNA25 just blew me away. Not because of all the fancy booths or the cool new radiology tech, although there was plenty of both of those things. No, what surprised me is that every single vendor in the exhibit hall was pushing the exact same message. And I'll tell you what that is later in this video. Let's get to it. Hello, I'm Colin Hung here at RSNA25, the annual gathering for the Radiology Society, and it's full of imaging technology. I love this conference. It's the one place where medical devices are showcased just the way cars are displayed at an auto show. And in the case of Data First, they really did have a fancy car on display in their booth, as usual. I was just dazzled by all the cool tech on display at RSNA25. Just look at this thing from Canon. It's a multi-position CT scanner that lets a patient sit, stand, or lie down for their scan. It's an incredible piece of engineering technology. Here at RSNA25, Akumin dropped some big news. And I mean literally, they dropped some big news. They unveiled their new drop trailer, which is a mobile imaging unit that is on a trailer that can lower itself once it's in the right place. So basically, it's at ground level. Here's Howe, CEO of Akumin, and Greg Sitkiewicz, Chief Commercial Officer, to explain more.
Yeah, what we've introduced today is the first of its kind in the US mobile drop trailer. We call the Access Mobile Drop Trailer. It drops to the ground to improve the patient experience so they don't have to use the stairs or the lifts when they visit us for care.
It's really an access story, so making it really convenient for patients just to walk on. It's actually, how we're describing it, it's the experience of a fixed site location in a mobile trailer that we can put on a route and move to various locations. Today we're launching with a PET CT from Siemens.
Yeah, so we believe that all mobile units do provide good access to customers, especially patients who are further away and may not be able to easily get care or drive. For us, though, to be able to take that experience and remove the lift experience and the up and down, we think will make what is already a good access story even better for patients.
And you know, from an industry perspective, there hasn't been a lot of change in mobile radiology over the last 20 years since really the introduction of PET CT. And so bringing a drop trailer and enabling it to be more convenient for the patients and the staff to access the trailer, and it drops in 90 seconds. So super convenient for the health systems as well.
Philips made waves with the unveiling of their zero-footprint web diagnostic viewer, which allows radiologists to read from anywhere, even somewhere like Italy. I caught up with Dario Arfelli to learn more.
We need a revolution. We need a revolution because the world of radiology, and specifically teleradiology, start changing the way of working. So we needed to give the tools for them to go to the next level. It is like the electric car revolution. Now we are to the web revolution, web-based revolution. So we tried to listen to all our customers. We are available. We are, in more than 80 countries of the world, thousands of customers. We are listening to them to understand what they need, and they need flexibility. They needed to work from home. They needed to have all the tools available and very, very fast. So this is why we started and we moved to a web diagnostic viewer, complete diagnostic viewer, so it is full of all the diagnostic capabilities and reporting capabilities that are connected with that, AI that is connected with that. That's a game changer.
Visage Imaging has been cloud-based for a long time, and they are using a Netflix approach to stream data to its users. Here's Brad Levin, General Manager of North America, with details.
The Visage 7 Enterprise Imaging platform is built unlike any other platform that's available. We've always designed the application to be streaming the data as quickly as possible for the end users wherever they are. And Visage has streamed the pixels to the users wherever they are based upon technology much akin to Netflix in medical imaging. So we've been doing it for 5 years now. 75% of our customers are in the cloud. We're supporting the largest, most sophisticated organizations that exist anywhere, doing things, really pushing the envelope in medical imaging.
GE Healthcare showed off their new Cygnus Sprint with Freelium. Freelium is the sustainable replacement to helium, which powers many imaging devices, and there's a growing shortage of that element worldwide. Now, while I was at the booth, I also got a look at their new Pristina Recon DL, which uses AI to improve image reconstruction quality. Here is Laura Hernandez, GE's Chief Marketing Officer of Women's Health and X-Ray, for more information.
We are here at RSNA and we are actually introducing our latest generations in terms of image quality called Pristina Recon DL. Why we're doing Pristina Recon DL? We know today that radiologists, they are facing several challenges, and one of it is the huge amount of data and the complexity that they have to manage in their daily jobs. So one of the things that we were really looking after is how can actually we can come with effortless imaging that can help them really to go and have a faster reading, and also to be capable to really to identify exactly the lesions that they need to see, like the cluster of microcalcifications or masses. And also something that is very important is how can we simplify that work by showing different images. So how do we do this? One of the things that is very important to say is that Pristina Recon DL, what it uses is two different models of AI by using deep learning. One that actually will be looking at all the 3D data sets, and the second one is completely related to the 2D synthesized view, because these are the images that the radiologists, they want to see. So if I show you a little bit in terms of what are these images, as I was saying, the solution is delivering sharper, more clear images, and they really see in details the information they want to see, because we don't want to miss a cancer, right? So it is so important that we can really show precise, clear, and very sharp images so they can really succeed in their day-to-day job.
What impressed me the most at the GE Healthcare booth was their use of AI and analytics to help optimize the use of an organization's imaging fleet. No matter what kind of device you have or where it's located, GE has a solution that helps organizations optimize the time slots that they have. They call it discoveries. And based on a patient's prior visits and dozens of other factors, that system makes recommendations on where you need to increase the length of time for a session, or more often, to shrink that down, allowing you to have more patients seen at that particular unit. Here's Lily Belcak with an explanation.
So what discoveries will let you do is it will take a lot of time out of the time that you spend weeding through data and give you more time back to focus on your job and things that really matter at work, like patient care. So if we come into discoveries, you'll see that there are different topic areas here, like data quality, protocol standardization, schedule optimization, and performed exam standardization. The example I'll run through is with schedule optimization, which is a really popular discovery. That's because it will let you open up more time in your schedule and make sure that you're being as efficient as possible with patient care. So if we look at schedule optimization here, and we look at this headline, it reads that there are 16 protocols that we've examined, and 9 might benefit from longer slot times. What that might mean is that the exams are taking longer than the scheduled time, so you'll see a difference here. And so you need to adjust that schedule to help with staff training and productivity. If we come here and look at protocols that may benefit from shorter slot times, that lets you open up more room in your schedule. So you'll see the median exam time that's coming right from the device or DICOM data, and then you'll be able to see the difference in time and understand if you can actually schedule those protocols and exam types for a shorter period of time and open up more time in your patient's schedule and be able to increase capacity.
Now, a name that's really big in the radiology space is Barco. They are the company that makes all those super high resolution monitors for radiology and the OR. They debuted their newest unit here at RSNA, and I got a demo of it from Cecilia.
And I'm here to demonstrate our new Coronis One Look mammography display. This is a 32 megapixel display, and it is the first time since film that we're able to view a full mammography image in full fidelity to the captured image in the modality. So contrary to previous displays, mostly which ran at about 12 megapixels or 5.8 megapixels in a pair, and you would have to view the image in sections, now you can see the whole image in one view, and it minimizes the number of clicks needed to read through a study. Every view shows you the full captured image. We also have some additional improvements over the previous generation. So this runs at a brighter luminance than our previous Coronis Unity, which ran at 1,000 nits. This runs at 1,200 and can be boosted with our iLuminate feature up to 2,400 for 30 seconds if you need to view something in a closer or more detailed view. We also have, as with all of our hospital Barco displays, a protective glass cover that allows you to disinfect the display without compromising the integrity of the LCD. As you're viewing a study, consulting with your colleagues, doing the inadvisable and touching or pointing gives you protection of the LCD to make sure you get the full maximal lifespan of the display.
By the way, that monitor weighs about 60 pounds. And in that last clip, you could see it was mounted to a workstation that was actually designed by Redrick. They were also here at RSNA25, and I caught up with Greg Patrick to ask about how their workstations could be used for things outside of radiology like security, IT operations management, and even cybersecurity applications.
So we have a ergonomic product solution designed for the radiology reading room, and we developed it here at the RSNA and within reading rooms across the continent. And we have a very good solution that provides easy adjustment of desktops, monitor mounts that provide height adjustment as well as focal depth. And we customize to suit your space and your workflow. So we have the ability to provide those adjustments very easily while managing difficult sets of monitors. And the interesting thing that's happened for us over the last year or two, and we're really highlighting this year, is the ability to configure a monitor set that has applications far beyond the radiology reading room. Right? So this is an example of something that would work for the telemetry in the hospital, telemetry center, the security operating centers, anywhere where there's a need for intense focus on a large set of monitors for a long period of time and provide good ergonomics. That's what we have the ability to do.
RapidAI has a unique solution called Edge Cloud. It allows organizations to have an on-prem failover should something happen with their internet connection or if their systems are compromised. When I learned about it, I had to find out more. And here is Karim Karti, RapidAI's CEO.
This is our newest platform. It's a cloud-native platform that has the unique ability to also toggle to on-prem should the customer want to have capabilities to go on-prem if they need for cybersecurity reasons to disconnect to the cloud. It's a very unique capability. But the core platform is a cloud-native platform based on the latest tech stack and technology that allows parallel processing of all of our capabilities in case the customers are experiencing an attack or need to disconnect from the cloud. They still want to run a lot of our applications, especially for acute care patients, especially stroke. And so we developed this capability that's very unique where should the customer want to stop connection to the cloud, we toggle all of our application to our on-prem server that is acting as the cloud gateway and allows the hospitals to run it.
MedQ has partnered with Consensus Cloud Solutions to bring order to the chaos that is manual faxing. Faxes have a lot of information that is important to clinical workflows, especially in radiology, and together they are making it much more seamless to deal with those documents. Roy Vincent from MedQ and Marianne Soucy from Consensus sat down with me to walk me through it.
As I mentioned, we're partnering with Consensus on this, and what we're really focused on right now, and we're going to be expanding in the future, but our focus right now, this show, is document management, right? So Consensus has been the leader in that for years and years. You may know eFax. and that's where they came out of. Through that relationship, what we're doing is we're utilizing them for our document management into our risk solution and making it easier for our customers and their patients to be a part of what we do.
MedQ's been a wonderful partner because our technology is all about making facts actually useful in healthcare again. Right now it's not, we know it, everyone knows it, but it's still growing, it's actually growing in healthcare. So it's creating a bigger bottleneck. If you want to get to patient care faster, you need to get some of the technology to get all the other stuff out of the way. So working with MedQ, we were able to integrate really deeply into their platform, so we can do everything from transport the data into their platform, pull the patient information off of it, and then integrate it into their workflow so that the patient gets seen faster. That's what it's about.
Over at Rad AI, the company introduced a multi-model speech engine, and I asked Demetri, their Chief Innovation Officer, about it.
One is our multi-model speech engine. So what we've actually done is implement multiple models, so multiple AI-based speech recognition engines behind the scenes for the radiologist that can look and determine what's being said. And why that's important is, one model's going to be good at dates, another one's going to be good at numbers and measurements, another one will be great and fine-tuned for radiology terminology. So we can leverage all those, and this can happen transparently to the radiologist. Now they're using cloud-based inferencing and all that kind of stuff at significant speed, and ultimately show efficiencies of 5 to 10% in their dictation process because they're getting even better results, and also better understanding.
I was pleasantly surprised to see Optum here in the exhibit hall. The company has understandably been staying away from public events recently, and this was the first time I've seen them with a booth in almost a year. I caught up with Dr. Sonia Gupta to hear the latest from the company.
Our Optum Enterprise Imaging team is very excited to share a new cloud-native PACS system with architecture that was built natively in the cloud, which allows for a seamless workflow for physicians. It does not require multiple logins. It has AI in the workflow, so there's no extra clicks, and all of that results in improved patient care. And we have all the benefits of the cloud with security and stability and redundancy, which we know are so important in today's fast-paced healthcare environment.
Hyland was here at RSNA25 announcing a new partnership with Tribune Health for digital pathology.
Today we announced a partnership between Hyland and Tribune Health. Tribune Health is a leader in digital pathology, and this partnership combines the power of their digital pathology tools with that unstructured content management, that enterprise imaging strategy that so many of our customers have come to rely on at Hyland. So this will allow for a more holistic view of the patient, combining the images from many different disciplines together in one holistic view, and doing so with all of the value you'd expect from Hyland: the governance, the security, the easy access for those that should have access to the information. So we're really excited about that announcement. I think the timing of this announcement is great. Digital pathology has already taken off across Europe, and here in North America, it's just beginning, right? So many pathologists are still relying on microscopes and slides, and it's really a space that's ripe for digital disruption. And together, we're excited to work with Tribune to go help drive that.
There were many other announcements and interesting products here at RSNA, and here are just a few of the ones that captured my attention.
It's a pleasure to be here today, and one of the things I wanted to talk about is some of the challenges that CEOs and hospital administrators are facing in today's healthcare environment. And one of those challenges is all around the topic of interoperability. At SciImage, we've built a career over 30 years on helping our customers solve this very challenging issue, with hospitals now looking at growing through mergers and acquisitions, patient care being delivered in ASCs and outpatient centers, even at home. Getting information and images to the right people at the right time is critical, and making sure that's all done securely. At SciImage, for the last 30 years, we've been pioneers in making sure that interoperability is done seamlessly, it's done safe, and it's done effective. How do we go about doing that? We unify things like radiology, cardiology, multi-specialty imaging, using an enterprise-wide PACS software to take a cloud-based web system to optimize the workflows and interoperability inside of a healthcare system.
So this year, RSNA, we are just launching our full portfolio of population health solution. And what we want to do with that is really like try to make an impact in healthcare based on three major pillars. So one, we want to drive stage shift diseases. So how we can do early detection of cancer, but also neurodegenerative disease. And we did that in Europe and in US as example. We were running the cancer screening in Europe, 76% of cancer detected early from like stage 3, 4 to stage 1 and 2. So now they are treatable. But to do that, we need to make sure that also we optimize the operation. So as we know, we don't have enough radiologists, sonographer, or technologists. So how we can really deliver also the backbone on informatics that streamline the workflow. And what is more important is when we need to give this to as many patients as we can. So patient access is really the goal and driving precision treatments.
Hi, I'm Razal Sinha. I'm the VP of Marketing at Civi. We are a first-time exhibitor here at RSNA, and for the first time, we are introducing our ecosystem. We are proudly the only solution company in radiology that offers the entire ecosystem, all the way from scheduling until billing, and everything in between, the PACS, the RIS, the VNA, and the voice recognition. We're very proud to introduce our ecosystem to every attendee, 50,000 attendees here at RSNA.
Hi, I'm Paul from Abadox, part of the #1 scheduling platform for outpatient radiology. What we do is we automate the full patient experience as well as their front staff. We do everything from when your referring physician sends us a fax, we can automate that fax and index it with AI. From there, we can automatically create a pending appointment and send text messages as well as a voice AI, so that way we can schedule that patient automatically. So right as soon as the patient is done with their referring physician, they will be automatically contacted to schedule that appointment right away. Once that's done, we're able to then continue that patient engagement with follow-up text messages, so that way they can make sure that the center is seeing them and make sure there's no no-shows or cancellations. And we also help with all of the front staff for the forms, so everything's kind of automated beforehand, so that way there's less time of the patient waiting in the waiting room. All of their forms are done ahead of time and kind of have a seamless throughput. Once the patient's done, we're able to send them a follow-up text message saying that the report is finalized, and they'll be able to access our patient portal and view all of the reports. So everything from end to end, we automate what we can.
Today, we've announced major news. The two pieces. The first milestone that we've announced is CARE, which is a clinical AI reasoning engine. It's the name of our homegrown foundation model. Has received 3 FDA-cleared products and has another FDA pending product. What's special about this is, first of all, we're one of only 2 vendors in this space that have actual FDA-cleared solutions based on foundation model technology, which has been a complete unlock in terms of performance and coverage from a comprehensive perspective. And the second is specifically our CARE abdomen pelvis CT product that's FDA pending, has gone through FDA pivotal studies, has received breakthrough levels of accuracy. The second point is our AI operating system, what we call our AIOS, has been opened up. To this date, we've deployed our own solutions through it in a real seamless way across the native workflows. We also have integrated best-of-breed third-party AI solutions from other players. And now we've also opened it up to homegrown AI development. So health systems that have developed their own AI and have had that kind of be stuck in their lab, we're opening it up, leveraging our assets, enabling them to deploy it in production, moving it from the lab to the clinic.
And I can tell you that we're really excited this year. The big excitement, the big news at the conference, our strategic partnership with Microsoft. We are absolutely thrilled to be able to enter into this agreement and partnership with Microsoft. It is really going to turn our business into a hot business over the next 12 months. And I'll tell you the reason why. No other company can deliver an end-to-end solution for lung cancer other than Cure, and no other company is better to partner with than Microsoft. So we're really excited. It's going to be a great next year.
And this year at RSNA, we are introducing our new floor mount system, which is a new version of our traditional X-ray room. But we're also introducing a lot of new features into our systems to improve the workflow, simplify the workflow, to help address one of the biggest challenges in radiology today and in the next year or two is the shortages of radiology personnel. Techs are in demand, so we need to make improvements that make the workflow of acquisition a lot simpler, more efficient, and easier to use, so we can compensate as new people come into the field, so we can ramp them up quicker with systems that are intuitive, easy to use, fairly improve their workflow, make their lives easier.
Finally, there were two company leaders who had very keen insights on where AI is going in radiology. First, Angela Adams, CEO of Inflow Health, followed by Morris Panner, CEO of Intelerad.
Mostly what I wanted to just talk about today, and if I was coaching a provider CEO, of questions to ask that are relevant to the radiology AI space. As you walk around RSNA and as you walk around the showcase and the AI showcase here this week, you see so many companies that are focused on helping the radiologist detect more, right? Pixel-based detection and all of these amazing algorithms that are coming to the forefront. But what I would really encourage people to think through is, great, once that does get detected and then the radiologist transmits it to the report, are we really thinking through the entire workflow? How is the patient going to be cared for better? How is this going to make outcomes better from there? Who's going to do the work? Who's going to pick up the patient from the report and make sure that they know that they have a finding, what that finding means, make sure that the right provider is notified? Because I think in AI sometimes we get stuck on making very pretty math. And very pretty math is wonderful, but we need to really focus on the clinical workflow. One part of what Inflow Health really focused on was making sure that we could take all of these great detection tools, bring them to the forefront, and make sure that every patient is cared for. You don't want to turn on a bunch of really high dollar investments around detection and then open yourselves up to a bigger liability issue by having that inside of the report now. And then not having a workflow that's automated for the patient and the providers to be able to go through. So just something to think about as people are out here looking at all of this cool tech. Just make sure you're completely thinking through the entire workflow, all the way through the patient and the provider, and making sure that automation is present before you're adding things to the workflow.
And one of the things that I'm here and I'm thinking about is public health. Public health is a little bit of a diversion from what's hot at the show called AI, but actually I think those two go together. So what I would say right now is the most needed thing is AI to help address the capacity-demand mismatch. There's more people who need care than can get it, and AI is going to be an important component of that. So when you think of AI, I want you to start thinking about public health. So one of the questions always is, what does AI really do? Well, right now we're starting to see large-scale screening programs where AI can make the difference between early detection and saving lives and waiting until it's really too late. So AI, screening, very concrete and very helpful use case.
Now, after having spent 3 days walking back and forth through the exhibit hall, I have 3 key takeaways from this event. First, AI was baked into everyone's solutions rather than being a standalone AI module like it was in prior years. AI was there to help triage and prioritize work queues, but no one had a special name for it anymore. It's just something that's there. And the same thing applies to AI scribes to help with documentation. AI is just part of the foundation now of a good radiology solution. And here is an example of what I was hearing.
So, one of the biggest challenges today is we have a real acute shortage of radiologists. And what this means is we've got delayed reporting, right? We have cases that do not get reported as quickly as they should be reported. And all of this can be solved by speeding up the administrative processes involved in radiology. So the way we see it is radiologists should focus on the clinical aspects of radiology. And even there, we've integrated the Carpal AI platform. And this enables 100+ AI vendors to be utilized by radiologists who are using Ramsoft software. But on top of it, the goal is to eliminate the administrative burden of radiology and enable radiologists to do what they do best.
The second key takeaway, cloud-based enterprise imaging. That was a big topic of conversation. People were asking about how to move to it, the limitations of it, what vendors do it well, the security implications, lots of questions around that particular topic. Now I know cloud-based imaging has been around for a long time, but I felt like there was a genuine interest in moving there fully this year at RSNA25. And that's a topic that was echoed by Monique Rasband from Class Research. You can check out my interview with her in the link below. Now the third key takeaway is the amount of interest in and the movement towards digital pathology. Pathology has many of the same needs as radiology, but they lag behind in the adoption of advanced technology, partly because of budgets, but also because of the lack of standardization over in the pathology world. But many companies here at RSNA25 were talking about their digital pathology solutions. And I think that's an exciting area of potential growth for all of those companies. Hopefully, the same gains in productivity that we've seen in radiology can translate over to pathology. So, what was that common thing that everyone was pushing here at RSNA25? What was that common message, that common thread that ran through everything? Well, you heard VJ from Ramsoft say it in an earlier clip. Every single exhibitor I spoke with here at RSNA25 talked about the same benefits of their solutions. They talked about improving efficiency, improving access for patients, and helping providers deal with the shortage of radiologists and rad techs. It didn't matter if they were making an ultrasound machine or a component that goes in an ultrasound machine, whether it was a service for radiologists or a software platform. Everyone here was pushing those three key benefits. It was remarkably consistent. Well, that's all for me here at RSNA 25. It was once again a fantastic conference. But now I'm going to go sit down because I'm really tired after being on my feet for 3 days and walking almost 200,000 steps. And I'm getting kind of chilled because this short sleeve shirt probably wasn't a good idea here in Chicago. I'm Colin Hung. Thanks for watching this, and I'll catch you on the next video.